last summer when Gary Neville got his knickers all in a twist because Chelsea managed to sell some players to Saudi Arabia? Well, maybe here we go again.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Yes, friends, it's me, Jan. I'm back. Football Therapy Chelsea News, here to talk to you about Matt Law's exclusive on The Telegraph of Todd Boehly's visit to Saudi Arabia. Oh, what's he been doing? Are we going to be able to use or utilise the Saudi Pro League to bring in some of that sweet, sweet cash? Sweet, sweet dough, baby. Everyone's talking about how Chelsea could be in financial trouble. I did a video quite recently, a couple of days ago, speaking about selling certain players, how we can make a lot of cash in pure profit. And on top, maybe sell a couple of players that aren't academy products and make good money. Yeah, go check that out. A couple days ago. But we're going to talk about why Todd Boehly was over in Saudi Arabia, what he was doing there, what is he plotting, eh guys? We're going to figure that out and find out together here today on Football Therapy. So thanks for joining me, man. It's really good to see you back here. Welcome on in, sit yourself down, get comfortable, pour yourself a drink. Please do drop a quick like. Takes a millisecond and I'll thank you for subscribing. Hey, only if you want to, if you enjoy the content. Of course, you are most welcome. That being said, let's get into it. Matt Law writes, Chelsea chairman Todd Boehly has made a recent visit to Saudi Arabia, where it is believed he met with the country's sports minister and the director of football for the Saudi Pro League, Michael Emenalo. Remember him? Ding ding ding. While neither side has confirmed the purpose of the visit and meeting, which is understood to have taken place in the capital Riyadh in the last couple of weeks, it will only underline the belief that Chelsea are once again attempting to raise cash by selling players to Saudi Arabia. Chelsea have also held talks with Riyadh Air, along with other companies, about becoming the club's new front of shirt sponsor for next season. The club last week announced pre-tax losses of £90 million, with some of Chelsea's rivals believing they need to raise at least £100 million by June the 30th. Of course, Chelsea refute this claim and say we're totally cool. Boehly, who is Chelsea's co-controlling owner, got the club out of potential financial problems last summer by personally setting up deals for Kalidou Koulibaly and Edouard Mendy to join Al Hilal before the June 30th accounting cutoff. So quickly, yes, one could assume Todd Boehly might be back trying to make some money for Chelsea, making himself useful. Granted, not playing sporting director anymore, but utilising his businessman connections in the world to try and make things happen. Of course, this is what made headlines, and Gary Neville was calling for investigations of links between Chelsea and the Saudi Arabian Footballing Pro League. The Footballing Pro League? The Saudi Pro League. Since Gary Neville's uninformed and whinging claims came out, as he's often inclined to do, professionals came out and explained the links between Clearlake Capital and Saudi Arabia was nothing more than normal, and there was no links there that could be seen as inappropriate. So, Mr. Neville had to climb back into his box. But surely, he'll be getting upset again. The American billionaire also tried to send Romelu Lukaku to Saudi, but the striker refused to move, with Kalidou Koulibaly and Mendy to Al Hilal, while the proposed switch of Hakim Ziyech to Al Nassr fell through. Chelsea will try again in the summer to permanently offload Lukaku, who has a £37 million release clause in his contract. That was amended last year as part of his loan move to Roma. Lukaku has been a success at Roma, but there have been suggestions in Italy that the club may struggle to offload Lukaku's permanent fee while also matching his wage demands. That is tough. Despite turning down a move to Saudi last year, Lukaku appeared to open the door again by saying, quote, "In the next 2 years, I see the league becoming one of the best in the world, if not the best. The club makes a lot of efforts to bring in the big players here. As a result, the team's and footballing qualities are improving significantly." Oh, he's going the Cristiano Ronaldo route. Yeah, this is the best league ever. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Look, no disrespect to the Saudi Pro League. I actually think, unlike the Qatari World Cup, Saudi has a great, rich footballing culture, which is superb. But it doesn't have the English footballing culture and the historic clubs. Granted, they can get all the money and inject all they want, but in terms of, I just don't think they'd overtake the Premier League, personally. I don't think they'd overtake La Liga maybe, to be honest, bro, I just can't see it happening. But I can see why people like Ronaldo and Lukaku say that, though. Emenalo, who spent 7 years at Chelsea, mostly as a technical director, was responsible for Lukaku's first move to London as a teenager and later tried to re-sign him from Everton. In his role as director of football for the Saudi Pro League, Emenalo, who is also partly responsible for Chelsea's hugely successful academy, takes an overarching view of the club's spending and the transfer market, as well as improving the infrastructure and setting strategy. Yeah, it's a good acquisition for the Saudi Pro League. I think Emenalo's very good at what he does. Actually, I think he was given a lot of unfair criticism at Chelsea. I mean, he was the guy who did the Belgian Revolution at Chelsea. The Lukaku, De Bruyne, Eden Hazard, and Thibaut Courtois. He brought them all to Chelsea when they were all very young. And I mean, individually, they've all had insane careers. So the guy's got an eye for talent. Chelsea want to offload Kepa Arrizabalaga. Another high earner Chelsea need to find a solution for is goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. He spent the season on loan at Real Madrid. The expectation in Spain is that his loan will not be extended and Real will not try to buy him, meaning Chelsea need to find a new home for the 29-year-old who cost £71.6 million. Chelsea last summer signed Robert Sanchez and Georgi Petrovic, meaning there is no room for Kepa in their squad. His wages, which are thought to be around £150,000 a week, significantly limit the number of clubs who might be interested in him. Kepa is a tricky one. If the Saudi Pro League isn't a solution for buying some players, and we'll talk about that in just a moment in a bit more detail, I think we should, like I said in the previous video a couple of days ago, maybe terminate Kepa's contract alongside Hakim Ziyech, alongside Malang Sarr, all for their own different reasons. Unless Saudi Pro League. But we'll circle back to that. Raheem Sterling last year ignored a huge offer from Saudi Arabia and could be the subject of more interest. But there's no suggestion that his opinion would change, with the forward said to fully remain committed to Chelsea. Well, that's frustrating. Whether or not that is enough to stop a Saudi club making a bid remains to be seen, and Chelsea's interest in Nico Williams, who is predominantly playing on the left, presents a potential issue. Other players who Chelsea are likely to try and cash in the summer are Spanish left-back Cucurella, Armando Broja, Trevoh Chalobah, while doubts remain over the future, of course, over Conor Gallagher, who is wanted by Tottenham Hotspur, but of course the homegrown trio are not expected to be offered to Saudi clubs, probably because none of them would go. While Boehly has stepped back slightly from the day-to-day running of Chelsea, he retains the same amount of power he took on after buying the club, with Clearlake capital from former owner Roman Abramovich. As revealed by Telegraph Sport, Clearlake, whose fund managed by Bedadig Barley and Jose Feliciano, owns 61.5% shares of the voting rights, and of course the other 38.5% are split equally between Boehly, Hans-Jörg Wyss and Mark Walter. Law goes on to explain any deals that are done need to be co-signed by Bedadig Barley and Todd Boehly. Look, super interesting. Personally, I think the pure profit assets, and even if that does include Conor Gallagher, which I don't think any of us want, if they are to be sold, they will remain in Europe, I think, because they will have takers. I think, your Trevoh Chalobahs, I actually think Ian Mutson's going to go to Dortmund. I imagine they'll trigger the clause. We're going to get the Lewis Hall money as well. There's a bunch of players that will be sold within Europe. But if the Saudi Pro League is an option for some of Chelsea's players, then we should absolutely take up that opportunity. Firstly, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Would he want to go? I don't know. Maybe if he gets a massive... Look, the thing is with all these players, if they get offered loads and loads of money, they might be tempted. The thing is with Kepa, 29, still relatively young for a goalkeeper, but he probably sees things aren't going well for Real Madrid, that dream move will not materialise. And if he gets the opportunity to chase the bag massively, Chelsea get alleviated of his wages and maybe a small transfer fee, that would be a huge win for Chelsea Football Club. Similarly, Hakim Ziyech. He too will have 12 months left on his deal and Chelsea will struggle to sell him. I don't think Galatasaray can pay his wages, at least with a transfer fee. I suggested that we terminate his contract so we can get a signing on fee. And again, massive wages that we just don't want on our books at the moment. It's not in our current wage structure for players that aren't in the plan. So I kind of put Kepa and Ziyech in the same camp. Both like 29, 30, both 12 months left on their deal, both on massive wages, and both, as things stand, returning to Chelsea. So if we can get those guys to and they're high-profile players, they would be excellent assets to the Saudi Pro League. Ziyech is, from Moroccan star, great for Ajax, good moments with Chelsea, even good moments with Galatasaray. He'll be a great asset for the Saudi Pro League. And Kepa, Europa League winning goalkeeper where he was the star of the show there. He has played a lot for Spain. He was the second choice goalkeeper in the Champions League. He has been in net at times for Real Madrid. It's a high profile player. That would be good for the Saudi Pro League as well. The big one, of course, is Romelu Lukaku. I do feel like £37 million is an achievable buyout clause for European clubs. I know he's past 30 now, but he consistently scores goals in Italy. If there's an Italian club that's got a bit of cash, just buy Lukaku. He still scores loads of goals for Belgium. He was the top goal scorer in the qualifying groups when he was playing for Belgium recently. He's still that guy for, you put him on a 3-year deal or a 4 with 3+1 incentive-based contracts. I don't know. Personally, I just think there should be a market for an informed Lukaku for 37 million when senior strikers are at a premium. I don't know, maybe not, but hey, after him talking about the Saudi Pro League like that, making kissy faces over at them, does make you think maybe he'll just accept the bag, because he'll still start for Belgium, right? Because he's gone to Saudi, they're not going to suddenly start playing Michy Batshuayi or Divock Origi, are they? They're going to keep playing Lukaku because he knows how to play with De Bruyne. He knows how to play with even like Trossard and Doku. I see him staying, at least for another year as Belgium's starting striker. So maybe he does take the Saudi bag. Of course, as well, Todd Boehly's trip could represent a negotiation thing for a front of shirt sponsor. But if he's met with Emenalo, you'd have to assume / hope that he's conjuring up some more tasty transfers to generate Chelsea revenue and get rid of some of the baggage. And yes, I hate to use that word, but deadwood. Anyway, let me know what you think. Comment down below. I'll be really keen to learn your thoughts, feelings, and emotions on this story. So do comment. I'll thank you again for liking the video. And of course, you're welcome to subscribe if you're yet to do so. Hit the bell if you choose to. And I look forward to seeing you back here very soon. Peace.